Unit 3, Video 15, Defend Government Involvement in the Economy. Watching this video, you're more than likely going to choose to defend the government getting involved in the economy. That's what the evidence is going to lead you to believe. Now, there are a couple moments in this video where you might decide, no, I don't believe that the government should get involved in the economy. And there's going to be an example of some evidence that you can use to defend that point of view. And then last, list Eli Whitney's inventions. Jamestown, Plymouth, Massachusetts, French and Indian War, the War for Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. It just seems like we're learning a bunch of facts. Remember from the last video, from facts, we build more facts, we build more facts. That's how we build knowledge. That's how learning works. 2, if I understand these basic facts, and you understand these basic facts, and everyone across the country has the same background of knowledge, and we understand the same things, we can communicate with each other. And from that communication, we can resolve problems, we can work together. We can find solutions, we'll build a unified, stronger nation. The problem today is that you've been told, it's just a bunch of facts. You don't need to memorize a bunch of facts. And that's what people have been told for the last 50 years in school. And so people don't know the facts. And what I know, you don't know. And the person across the street doesn't know. We all know different things. We all have different background knowledges because we don't have a unified idea of what it is to be an American and understand American history. So if I know something and you don't know it and we try to talk to each other, we can't communicate, and that's the problem we're running into today. Everyone cannot communicate with each other because we all have different understandings. We all have different background knowledge. We all have different facts that we choose to believe and not believe, and we can't communicate, and so we don't get along with each other, and so we hate each other, and you can see a divided nation. Here is your solution. If we all start studying the same facts, just facts, yes, just facts, then we can build background knowledge that's similar. And from that basic foundation, we can communicate and get along. It's that easy. There isn't a magic formula. How about we just start learning the facts again? When you come up with an idea, you can often make a lot of money. How? Well, you come up with an invention. You know that. The guy that invented the iPhone, people who designed software, the guy that invented a car, a crossbow. Why did crossbow come in my mind? I don't know. If you write a book, you write a movie, you make a movie, you write a song, you record a song, whatever it is you invent, that is your intellectual property. There's property like the things that we own, that's ours. But we also have our ideas, and we can own our ideas, and we can sell our ideas. They are our ideas. Intellectual property. The iPhone was someone's idea. They put years of research, years of design, trial and error, many failures, till one day they came up with it. Now they stand to make a lot of money. That is awesome. But what if someone comes along the next day and says, that's a cool idea. Well, I'm going to make mine too. And they completely rip off your idea, and all they do is they turn it orange. They have stolen your idea. You spent years designing it. You spent millions of dollars designing it. Your life has been dedicated to this thing, and this guy rips it off and just makes it orange, and now he's selling his own version of it, and you're losing money. You have to compete with this guy. Maybe you can't even sell it at all. He stole your intellectual property, right? If someone steals your property, you're mad. If someone steals your ideas, you get mad. Now, I know what you're saying. The reason I hate these videos is you come up with the worst examples. Couldn't you have come up with a better example than the guy came up with an orange version of the phone? How stupid is that? That's why I hate these videos. The dumbest ideas possible. I don't even know why I still watch these things. You stole my idea, you changed the color. Well, this happened, folks. It sounds stupid. That sounds dumb, right? They stole their idea. Apple is suing Samsung, or they did sue Samsung. They said Samsung ripped off our intellectual property. They stole our intellectual property. They stole our idea. Now, what did they claim? Did they steal the operating system? No. Did they steal the touchscreen? No. Well, what did they steal? They stole the rounded edges, the ornamental design. My orange phone idea was preposterous and silly and ridiculous. Apple literally sued Samsung for 7 years, claiming Samsung stole their intellectual property. Samsung stole our ideas. And what was that idea? The idea was that we're the only people that can have rounded edges. Rounded edges is our thing. That's our thing. Rounded edges. And they stole it. They owe us money. And they did. Samsung had to pay them $539 million. $500 million for rounded edges. Hey, Samsung, next time, maybe make your phone a little boxier. I don't know. Samsung probably thought, no, you're not going to sue us over rounded edges. Orange phone, it happened. Now, this is the moment where if you want to, obviously, if you sue someone, you have to use the government to do so. This is the moment if you want to criticize government involvement in the economy, you can say, that's too far. That's ridiculous. That is preposterous. That is silly. That is unbelievable. The government shouldn't be $500 million for rounded edges. That's a waste of time. So yes, that's probably too far. So let's pull it back into the real world, I suppose, where we're supposed to live. But the general concept of if I cannot profit from my invention, from my intellectual property, then why waste my time inventing anything? Why spend years designing a phone if I can't make money off of it? And that would be a pretty rational decision. If someone's just going to steal my idea, then I'm just going to go to work and slave away every day. Because why waste my life making something if it's just going to get stolen from me the next day that it comes out? Why bother? And that's a pretty rational decision. No one would ever invent anything. All the things that we have today, all the inventions that we benefit from would never be invented if people could not profit from them. Those are the facts. So the government has to get involved. Even limited government people, even the libertarians, they will agree that the government does need to exist, even if they have just a small role. That small role is the government's Lockean basis. The government's basis, according to the Declaration of Independence, and that is the government's job is to protect our life, liberty, and property. Intellectual property. The government protects your life. The government protects your stuff. They also protect your ideas. That's your idea. No one can steal that idea from you. And if anyone's going to make money, it's going to be you, and the government will protect it. There will be no orange phones. Patents, copyrights, registers, trademarks, whatever it is, whatever your intellectual property is, the government's going to protect it. You come up with some invention, it's your invention. No one can make that invention. No one can rip off that invention. If they make something that's too similar to your invention, they have to pay you or they have to stop making it. If you write a song and someone tries to rip off your song, they have to pay you for that song or have to stop doing it. It is your intellectual property. It is your thing, your physical thing that you own. I know it's just an idea, but it's your thing. If someone steals it, the government will protect you, and the government will intervene, get involved, and make sure that you get what you deserve for your invention. And that tells inventors, that tells entrepreneurs that, hey, if I invent something, I will make money. No one's going to rip me off. No one's going to steal my invention. No one's going to be a copycat and get rich while I put in all the hard work. I feel safe. Now I'm willing to spend 10 years designing the next smartphone. I'm willing to spend 15 years designing the next great video game machine or the next great video game. Whatever it is that you are going to design, you will make money off of it. No one can steal it from you. Copyright and patents are in the Constitution. It protects us. They cannot rip you off. You will make money. Eli Whitney, he invents the cotton gin. What does the cotton gin do? You can see here. It takes cotton. Now, cotton has seeds in it. And the cotton gin will remove the seeds, giving you the cotton, which then you can put into a shirt or textile or whatever it is that you are making. Before the cotton gin, you had to pull the seeds out one by one. It took forever. That lowers the supply of cotton. You can't sell a lot of cotton. You can't make a lot of money. Now, it's so easy. You can make a lot of money selling cotton. Awesome invention. Eli Whitney stands to make a ton of money with his invention. The problem is Eli Whitney goes about it the wrong way. So obviously, it's his invention. If he were smart, what Eli Whitney would have done, and this is not what he did, he would have sold his cotton gin to factories. Factories give Eli Whitney money. Boom, here's your cotton gin. You go do whatever you want with it. You go clean cotton for farmers. You go sell t-shirts. That's on you. You've given me the cash. I've given you the cotton gin transaction over. That's how most things work. Dell, HP, Apple, you name the computer company, they sell the computers to the businesses. They sell the computers to the schools. And that's it. They don't care what you do with the computer. They don't care if you make money. They don't care if you lose money. They don't care if you invent things on those computers. They don't care. You gave me money. Apple then says, here's your computer. Buy, transaction over. That's what Whitney should have done. Here's your cotton gin. I've got my money. Adios. But that's not what he does. So that's what he could have done. And the factories probably would have taken money and sold cotton, produced products, textile mills, whatever. But that's not what happened. Whitney, smart at inventing, not so smart when it comes to business. His plan was, now I'm just going to keep this in-house. I'm afraid. I'm just going to keep it here. And so I'm just going to keep all the cotton gins. And what I'll do is the farmers can send their cotton to me, send me some money along with that cotton, and I'll clean the cotton for you. I'll send you the cotton back. Instead of him just selling the machines and letting the factories do their own thing, let people, no. He wants to do it all. He's going to invent the cotton gin, and then he's also going to do the cleaning. Maybe just do the cotton gin and let someone else do the cleaning. Maybe just do one thing. Instead, Whitney decides, you know what? I'm going to make the cotton gins, and I'm also going to do all the cleaning. I'll just do it, keep it all, and be secure. Well, the problem is he can't do it all. He's making cotton gins and he's cleaning cotton. It's too much for him to do. There's a backlog. It's too slow. The farmers eventually just rip off this idea. Where's the government protection at? Well, tell that to a lot of the musicians and movie stars whose movies have been stolen. 123movies.com. I know you watch 123movies.com or you've downloaded torrents. You've ripped them off. You're no better than these farmers that stole this cotton gin. It happens. Government's not perfect by all means. And it's his own fault. He shouldn't have went down this plan anyway. He had it coming. Well, he didn't deserve to be stolen from, but lesson learned, I suppose. So anyway, he doesn't make any money off of his invention. And, well, the thing is, he stole the idea anyway from Natty Greene's wife. So anyway, he gets his second idea. Whitney gets his second chance to be a hero. And in the second chance, he comes up with the idea of interchangeable parts. Before Whitney came up with this invention, if you made a gun, a lot of our goods were made by skilled craftsmen and individual people in a specific trade. And when they made a gun, every gun was completely different because there was one specific guy that would make things and he'd handcraft everything, and not everything was the same. From guns to chairs to you name it, it was individually made by a specific craftsman in that trade. Whitney is going to say, look, we're going to break everything down into small interchangeable parts. Before, if a gun broke, you had to make a whole new gun. What he does is he breaks the gun down into all these individual parts. So if something breaks, you just need to change part 77. Boom, we're back in business. I know it sounds like a no-brainer today, but a lot of things that we learn through history seems like no-brainers to today's standards. So he comes up with the idea of interchangeable parts. So not only does this make goods more durable because it's much easier to reproduce them, but it also makes it really easy to put it together. You don't have to be a skilled gunsmith to make a gun now because it's simply interchangeable parts. Guy puts part A into part B. Guy puts part C into part B. And then I just do this all day. Part C to part D. Part C to part D. If you've ever put together something you bought at the store, you follow the directions. Just stick this there, turn that to this. Well, it's really easy to put stuff together. You don't have to be an expert anymore. So now, A, it's easier to place goods. B, we can hire anyone to make guns. This is a brilliant idea. You don't have to be an expert. Like the guy off the street can now work and produce goods. And this is not just guns. This is now going to be everything that we produce. We can make things easier. Another example of it, just boom, a couple parts go together. It's easy and it's cheap to fix. This is a brilliant idea. And now we can hire just anybody. We don't need super smart people. We can get anyone in because they're just going to do the same thing all day, the same simple job over and over and over. We can create assembly lines eventually. We'll be with Henry Ford, but it'll start with interchangeable parts. We don't need a genius. Well, you need a genius to come up with the idea, Eli Whitney, but then you can employ anyone to produce these goods and you can create jobs. These guys are all going to make money doing this. One thing also we're going to do, since it's so easy to make guns now, because it's not one guy working on a gun all day, anyone can just put these parts together. We're going to increase the supply. When supply of a good goes up, the price of it goes down. It becomes cheaper to buy. And when goods become cheaper to buy, more people are going to buy them. Spending will increase. And as people buy more guns, they're going to have to make more guns. And as you make more guns, they're going to have to hire more workers. And the economy grows. So Eli Whitney's invention, yes, it's going to benefit him, but it benefits the country, not just with the goods, but with the economic developments that happen when you increase supply, drop price, increase spending, which is going to increase employment. And these guys are all going to spend, and it all goes up and up. So this happens with inventions, but the inventions would not happen if they were not protected by the government's involvement. Whitney will get hired by the government he'll get a contract to make guns. So he doesn't become super rich, but it's a decent example of inventing. And why is it important?